Wow, friends! I have a big announcement from the Internal Revenue Service. Many taxpayers are now eligible to claim an extra relief payment this year. $487 checks are being sent out right now to more than 1 million Americans. These checks may be automatically deposited and mailed out to all eligible recipients. Lawmakers say that these payments are aimed to help low-income households financially during this crisis. So do make sure that you watch until the end of this video for all of these new details. Also, friends, to say thank you for watching every day, I'm giving away 4 $75 Walmart gift cards every week. Please make sure that you click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. During the months of October, November, and December, I will be giving away surprise $200 gift cards to those of you that have been in this community for several months.
But of course, you don't have to take my word for it about the mess that we're in. Here's what one of President Obama's top economic advisors had to say last week after August inflation numbers came out. Again, I quote, "Today's CPI report confirms that the U.S. has a serious inflation problem. Core inflation is higher this month than for the quarter, higher this quarter than last quarter, higher this half of the year than the previous one, and higher last year than the previous one." End quote. Let's put this in perspective. That's what President Biden had to say. Mr. President, here's the American people's perspective. 57% of Americans disapprove of President Biden's handling of the economy. And 37% of voters say that President Biden's policies have hurt them personally versus just 15% of voters who say his policies have helped them. And these numbers are no surprise. The president may somehow still believe that he's creating an economy that will, quote, work for working families, but the reality is that in the Biden economy, working Americans are suffering. Americans' utility bills are soaring. Their grocery bills have ballooned. And they're paying $1.30 more per gallon every time they fill up their car than they were when President Biden was elected. Real wages have dropped every single month since Democrats passed their $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan spending spree, the bill, I would add, that helped plunge our economy into our current inflation crisis. And 40% of Americans report having difficulty paying for their normal household expenses. Americans are dipping into their savings or working side jobs to make ends meet. They're charging more day-to-day expenses on their credit cards. And in too many cases, they're having to visit food banks, which are seeing huge lines thanks to continued high inflation. And what are Democrats and the president doing about this?
So Minnesota frontline workers will receive close to $500 from the state as a recognition for their key roles during the crisis. According to Minnesota Governor Tim Walz's office, the state began sending payments worth $487.45 to more than 1 million individuals this week. Leaders on both sides of the aisle disagreed over the payment plan, with Democrats wanting $1 billion to go to workers and Republicans with Democrats wanting $1 billion to go to workers. Republicans only want to spend $250,000, which would give a smaller selection of workers $1,200 per applicant. Eventually, Governor Walz and state legislators approved a $500 million budget to provide the payment to workers. The leaders originally expected about 670,000 applicants, bringing the payment total to $750. However, during the month of June, the number of eligible recipients increased dramatically after the application opened. Of the nearly 1.2 million applications, the state approved over 1 million people for payments. Governor Walz said in a press release, "I am grateful for the work that Minnesotans did to help people across our state through the crisis. Frontline workers are an important part of the fabric of our state and helped us continue functioning during the crisis. People were denied the payment for several reasons, such as earning a too high income, receiving unemployment benefits above a certain threshold, or not working the required hours in their frontline sector. The state received applications from several industries, including healthcare, long-term care, courts, education, and food service. Eligible recipients will receive their payments as either a direct deposit or a prepaid debit card. The Department of Labor and Industry will also release a report breaking down the number of payments for different industries 90 days after the payments are processed. Also, friends, state officials have said that the final payments will not be taxed by the state, but are taxable at the federal level. Senate Finance Committee Chairman Ron Wyden has also just outlined 5 priorities for the nearly $80 billion in the IRS funding that was enacted in August through the Inflation Reduction Act. Senator Wyden shared expectations for the 10-year investment, including customer service and technology, in a letter to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and IRS Commissioner Charles Redding. According to Senator Wyden, these priorities are on top of implementing other tax provisions, such as clean energy credits, health insurance subsidies, and others. Senator Wyden has stated the funds will not be used to increase the audit rate relative to historical levels for those making less than $400,000. Wyden also urged the IRS to improve customer service by clearing the backlog of unprocessed tax returns prior to next year's filing season, pushing for infrastructure investments to ensure that the backlogs do not return. And as of September 23rd, the IRS had 6.2 million unprocessed individual returns received this year, including tax year 2021 returns and late filings from previous years. Senator Wyden also asked for technology upgrades to improve service and enforcement, making it much easier to process third-party tax forms and flag errors to begin audits more quickly. Wyden also highlighted the need to rebalance audit rates between wealthy and lower-income taxpayers by hiring more revenue agents. IRS audits dropped by 44% between fiscal years 2015 and 2019. According to a 2021 report from the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration, audits dropped by 75% for filers making $1 million or more, and 33% for low to moderate earnings claiming the Earned Income Tax Credit. Friends, the keyword for this video is Balboa Island. If you would like to enter tomorrow's Walmart gift card giveaway, please make sure that you click and like several of my videos, and then comment below this keyword, which is Balboa Island, and additional keywords of any video of mine that you watch. And do make sure, friends, that you are subscribed to my channel. Remember, friends, that the more videos that you comment on using the keyword, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Please make sure you stay tuned because I'll be surprising someone very soon with a $200 Walmart gift card and also the $75 Walmart gift card. Thank you, my friends, and have a wonderful and blessed evening.